The steady drone of servers filled the Space Telescope Science Institute in Baltimore, a familiar backdrop for the overnight crew. Usually it was a soothing presence, but tonight, the sound felt charged, like the machines were bracing for something extraordinary. Dr. Eris Thorne, working the graveyard shift, methodically reviewed streams of astronomical data. The quiet suited him. These were the hours when the universe seemed closest, and he alone kept watch. Suddenly, a strange blip appeared in the James Webb Space Telescope's live feed. It was faint, almost lost in the noise, but Thorne's practiced eye caught it. He replayed the footage, pulse quickening, determined to understand what he'd found. The object's movement was bizarre, unlike any asteroid he'd tracked before. Its path was wild, its velocity abnormal. It broke every rule of orbital mechanics he knew. Thorne ran every test he could think of. The anomaly persisted. No system errors, no software bugs, just the same inexplicable readings, again and again. The truth hit him hard. This was no technical malfunction. The data was authentic. A chill crept over him as the reality set in. The object was alarmingly near, on a collision course with Earth. Every model, every calculation pointed to the same terrifying conclusion. With trembling fingers, Thorne reached for the secure line. He knew the drill, but nothing could prepare him for the weight of this discovery. His voice was calm, but inside panic surged. He activated the silent alarm. No sirens blared, but a wave of urgency swept through the Institute's core. Within moments, the control room buzzed with activity. Scientists and engineers rushed in, drawn by the signal, each one sensing the gravity of the situation. The evidence was irrefutable. Webb had detected a genuine threat. There was no time for hesitation or debate. The red alert blazed across the monitors. Earth was in the path of something massive and fast. The tension in the room was palpable. They named the object Anake, after the Greek deity of inevitability. The choice was apt. This was a moment of destiny. Its immense size and velocity marked it as a catastrophic risk. This was no ordinary near-Earth object. This was the kind of event that could alter civilization itself. This wasn't a meteor that would harmlessly disintegrate. It was far too big, far too swift. Standard defenses would be useless. The impact site was uncertain, but the devastation would be global. No region would be spared from the consequences. The server's hum now felt like a ticking clock. Every moment was precious. Every choice could decide humanity's fate. The countdown had started. Teams sprang into action, emergency plans were set in motion, and the brightest minds on Earth united for a single purpose: survival. The night's calm was shattered. News of the discovery spread rapidly, sending shock waves of fear and resolve through everyone who heard. It was as if the cosmos itself had issued a warning, a challenge to humanity, and a chance to rise to the occasion. The race had begun. The clock was ticking down to impact, and there was no turning back. The fate of the world now rested with those in the control room. Every move, every decision would determine the outcome. The world was watching and time was running out. To appreciate the magnitude of this revelation, it's essential to know the story behind the James Webb Space Telescope, a pinnacle of human ingenuity and vision. The JWST isn't just another observatory, it's a technological masterpiece, designed to unlock the mysteries of the cosmos from its remote post a million miles from our planet. Its purpose is nothing less than extraordinary: to gaze back to the dawn of the universe, capturing the faintest glimmers of ancient starlight in the infrared, light that has journeyed across eons to reach us. Webb's vision is sharply focused, crafted for deep cosmic exploration rather than scanning for nearby dangers or defending our world. But fate intervened. During a routine calibration on a familiar asteroid, an unforeseen event occurred. An object called Anake unexpectedly swept through its sightline. It was a cosmic fluke. An observation that should have been ordinary suddenly escalated into a worldwide alert, catching experts everywhere by surprise. Anake had slipped past every other telescope. Its pitch-black, carbon-heavy surface swallowed visible light, making it nearly undetectable against the void. Only Webb's unmatched ability to sense the faintest warmth in the darkness allowed it to spot Anake's elusive infrared glow, exposing what all other instruments missed. The very device built to unravel the universe's origins had, by a twist of fate, become the sentinel that alerted us to a possible danger ahead. Scientists couldn't help but marvel at the irony. An instrument meant to peer into the past had unexpectedly become a watchful guardian of the present. In that instant, Webb transformed into an unintentional protector, quietly keeping vigil over Earth from the silent reaches of space. Now, the world's attention was riveted to the data streaming from Webb, searching for reassurance, or fearing the worst, in every image and number it relayed. In the endless expanse of the universe, the perfect messenger had been chosen, and humanity could only wait, breathless, for what would unfold next. The moment Aniki was detected, a wave of unease swept through NASA. What started as a routine observation spiraled into a scene of shock and urgent whispers. Dr. Thorne's team, sifting through what appeared to be standard asteroid data, caught sight of something odd, a faint elusive line drifting across their monitors. At first they chalked it up to a technical hiccup or random static, nothing out of the ordinary for deep space scans. But the anomaly lingered, moving with a steady, unnatural purpose that defied their expectations. The team scoured every known asteroid record, desperate for a match. Their search came up empty. This was something entirely foreign, a presence never before catalogued. The evidence was chilling. The object's path was unwavering, a straight shot aimed directly at our planet. Dubbed Aniki, the object measured nearly a kilometer across, a colossal mass barreling through the void at a velocity that dwarfed most known asteroids. Its trajectory hinted at origins in the farthest, most mysterious regions of the solar system, perhaps the Kuiper Belt or even farther, making its arrival all the more unpredictable. Unlike the familiar charted orbits of typical asteroids, Aniki was a wild outlier, approaching from an unexpected angle, slipping past even the most advanced detection systems. Somehow, it had evaded every layer of planetary defense, remaining invisible until the last possible moment. Only the James Webb Space Telescope, with its extraordinary sensitivity, managed to spot Aniki in time. Without its watchful gaze, the threat would have gone unnoticed. The consequences were staggering. A strike from an object of this size would spell disaster on a scale the world has never seen, endangering the very core of civilization. The force unleashed by such an impact would eclipse the mightiest nuclear detonations, releasing energy beyond anything humanity has ever witnessed. Suddenly, the situation shifted from scientific intrigue to a desperate race against time, a countdown with the fate of the world at stake. Tension gripped the control room. The usual calm of the scientists and engineers gave way to visible anxiety and urgency. In that instant, the cosmos reminded us of our fragility, casting a deep, foreboding shadow across our planet. The shadow in the data was no longer a mere oddity, it had become a dire threat to all life on Earth. The seconds were slipping away. World leaders were forced to face the grim reality. Immediate decisions had to be made, and the world's attention turned to those in command. There was no room for hesitation. How humanity responded would decide the outcome of this unprecedented emergency. Word raced across the globe, first in secret, then in a tidal wave of headlines. NASA declares red alert, an unknown object is heading straight for Earth. In living rooms everywhere, fear replaced curiosity as the threat became real. Routine vanished. Every meeting now urgent, every decision critical. Across continents, experts joined forces, determined to confront the impossible. Simulations ran non-stop, each red warning a stark reminder of what was at stake. Fear swept through the public, but so did hope and a newfound trust in science. Communities gathered, lighting candles and finding comfort in each other's presence. Humanity's gaze turned skyward, united in vulnerability and hope. The guardians of the stars became our last line of defense. As the shadow drew closer, the world waited, breath held, hearts joined, the countdown underway. Inside NASA's simulation room, raw data transformed into urgent scenarios. Dr. Evelyn Reed's team modeled Anaki's collision. Outcomes were dire. An ocean strike meant towering tsunamis. A landfall would gouge a crater, plunge the planet into darkness, and trigger collapse. Yet, the simulations also probed for possible solutions. Could a kinetic impactor shift Anaki's path? The risk: a misstep could fragment the asteroid. A gravity tractor, using a spacecraft's mass to subtly redirect Aniki, showed potential, but demanded flawless timing. Each run sharpened their understanding of the options. The team channeled anxiety into actionable plans. The task was daunting, but not beyond reach. Every simulation inched them closer to a viable answer. The outcome for humanity rested on their precision. In this crucible, the simulation room became humanity's strongest line of defense. As experts raced to understand the threat, life everywhere shifted. Leaders worldwide issued alerts, not to incite fear, but to mobilize action. Regular updates kept everyone in the loop. Openness was essential. Borders blurred as countries pooled knowledge and resources. The International Space Station stood as a beacon of global cooperation. Students learned about space, and citizen scientists joined the effort. Communities rallied, each person contributing in their own way. Concern was present, but determination ran deeper. Humanity faced the unknown, together, stronger than before. From urgent simulations and worldwide summits, a daring initiative emerged: Project Deflection. The strategy: send kinetic impactors to shift Aniki's path, then guide it precisely with a gravity tractor. Launch pads across continents buzzed with activity. Engineers toiled through the night. Humanity's hopes were pieced together in sterile labs and cavernous hangars. On launch day, the world united. Billions tuned in, hearts pounding. The countdown resounded across the globe, spoken in every tongue. As the rocket soared, hope ignited. Project Deflection had begun. In that moment, humanity stood together, united and determined. The objective was unmistakable: alter fate's trajectory. The planet watched in silence, breath held as destiny unfolded. As the deflection fleet raced through the void, the world held its breath. For months, eyes everywhere followed the mission's progress, watching as the ships closed in on Aniki. The looming threat inspired a renewed awe for the universe above us. When the decisive moment came, anticipation filled every control room. The first impactor met Aniki, a brilliant testament to human resolve. Confirmation arrived: the asteroid's path had shifted. The gravity tractor began its patient, persistent work. Joy swept across continents. Celebrations broke out worldwide. Together, humanity had stared down disaster and triumphed through knowledge and unity. The Anaki mission became a legend, a symbol of what we can achieve together. The red alert was more than a warning, it was a call to action. Now, we look to the stars with renewed hope and determination. Our shared vulnerability became the source of our greatest strength.